And you're live.
Welcome to 207th Squadron streaming channel, bringing you the best in X-Wing that Maine and New Hampshire has to offer. The 207 Squad is a bunch of tabletop and board game players who love all things Star Wars, especially games like X-Wing. I'm your host, Josh, the Hoth Trooper Shu, and one of the moderators of our little squad. Tonight, we're finishing up our League-style TTS tournament, Squad Leader. With me, as always, is our streaming and data analysis guru, Alex Barbery. Hey, Alex.
Hey, Josh. Hey, happy to be wrapping up this tournament. It's been an interesting one.
Absolutely. It looks like this is the last stream of the year for us. And we're so excited to be joined by the legend himself, Gold 3 of Gold Squadron podcasts, William Haigwood. Will, how's it going?
It's going great. Thank you for having me.
Alex, do we have a bullhorn yet? I feel like every time we announce a guest host, we need an extra big bullhorn.
I know, like Voo Vazzalas or something like that. Brr, 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 brr.
There we go. Alex is going to do the sound effects for us.
We need to get the John Cena music intro for him.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Will, we're so glad that you could join us for Squad Leader. Are you familiar with the concept of Squad Leader?
No, you have to fill me in on what's the rules of this Squad Leader?
Yeah, absolutely. So the rules of Squad Leader are basically this. A player has to bring a unique pilot, and that pilot has to have a higher initiative than the rest of the squad. Now, the rest of the squad has to be of a lower initiative and be exactly built out the same way. So every ship has to have the same upgrades, has to have the same modifications. 0-point configurations don't count, but obviously, why wouldn't you bring a 0-point configuration anyway? And so players can also keep their list, change their list from week to week. It doesn't really matter. And so that's this format. I really love it because it really forces players to think about how they want to manage their squad leader. For example, like, do you bring a Rose Deco? Do you bring somebody who helps coordinate? Do you find someone who tries to just sort of outflank everybody else? It can vary from player to player. What do you think, Bill? What would you bring here?
Oh, that is a tough decision, I think. Maybe something like Ahsoka and a couple of these arcs like we see here. I think that would be an interesting way to go about it. I would want definitely like a coordinating ace as my squad leader. So maybe something more like Jake and a bunch of X-Wings is probably what I would bring.
You know, and when I first conceived of this tournament, I expected people to bring a lot more like that. And we've seen, right, some pretty crazy lists out there. In fact, the ones that we see tonight, I think, are pretty intense. And so tonight we have got Nate and Ryan facing off, our top two finalists. And I'm kind of excited to sort of follow their journey on this tournament. It's been pretty amazing to sort of track what they've done. Both of these players have tried to achieve certain achievements where we're offering certain prizes for them, and they've decided to play the field achievement, the no allegiances achievement, and choose your pain achievements. And so the play the field achievement is incredible, which means that each week that these players have to bring a different faction, and with no allegiances, they can have no overlap between ships that they've brought on top of that. So even if they wanted to bring the same ships, but if they're playing different factions, it doesn't matter. And then lastly, my favorite one is the choose your pain achievement. So the choose your pain achievement is when these players basically aren't allowed to bring upgrades on their swarm or their leader. And they get 2 charge tokens for it. But these players, Nate and Ryan, from day one have decided to put 0 upgrades on any of their ships, which is pretty intense. So I'm not sure how you would do that. Would you ever do that? Would you ever show up to a tournament with no upgrades on anything?
Yeah, I mean, you can find a list that could get that to work. I mean, if you're not counting 0-point upgrades, I think I could get like a vulture or swarm. to do that pretty easily.
Sure, absolutely. If we're not counting like configs and stuff like that, but it's not a 0-point config, right? Grappling struts, or is it a 0-point config? I don't remember.
It's 0
anymore.
points now. It's baked
0
into
points.
the price.
Oh, it's baked into the price now.
Chassis.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been really thrilled to sort of follow these guys in particular, because they both, beyond playing like naked ships the entire tournament, have built kind of similar lists over the weeks, and they kind of developed their skills for certain ships. They both have one loss early on, and then to be able to come back and sort of make it to the top 4 and then make it to the final has been really incredible. And it looks like we're pretty much ready to go. They're sort of wrapping up finishing dials right here. And so looks like we're down to round 1. So Will, given that you see all these arcs, where do you imagine Ryan is headed with this list? What do you think his strategy is?
Yeah, he had to deploy first, so he really spread them out because he wasn't sure where all these Boblabs were going to be. So he's just trying to cover as much ground. It looks like he's regrouping here to face off against Zam in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I think I do appreciate Nate's choice of I can never say him right. It's Skakogian? Skokian?
Skokian? How would you say that, Alex?
Skakoan.
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 Been rewatching Bad Batch, and so they just passed the episode where they're on Skako Minor.
Oh yes, that makes sense. Good call right there.
Okay.
Yeah,
deep cut. I like it.
And it looks like Nate's trying to pull a flank right here, a split focus, a little bit.
Yeah, they are very interesting chassis. I mean, you still get the 3 dice. They're so close to being an X-wing, but they have a better linked action. They want to like close their wings. If you want to think about it like that, to be able to do that linked boost into focus. So surprisingly squirrely. Be careful of those Boblabs.
Yeah, I really feel like they're like a beefed up on some level, even though they're lower initiative, Skull Squadron fighter. They've got that linked boost to focus to boost, right? They've got that sort of opportunity to do so. You know, and obviously Zam is just a threat. Do you shoot at her? Do you avoid her? How do you avoid her getting overcharged? This will be an interesting list.
Yeah, that's the math I'm trying to do real quick of how many shots of 3 dice is it actually going to take to bring down one of these 9 health arcs? I mean, you had to assume at least 3, right? That's just math.
At least 3.
Yeah, so Nate's gonna have to get all if he wants to just kill an arc outright in the first engagement, he's gonna have to somehow get all 4 arcs on a single ship. And then hope for the best on that. The 9 health of the arcs should be pretty resilient if it's like long range. Now you mentioned before about these gas clouds. I see both players had still brought them.
And so for this tournament, we started out with the tournament with gas clouds turning blanks into a vase. And so we plan on holding true to that. We just thought that was fair to the players. So for the remainder of this tournament, you should still see the blanks turning to a vase here. And so
interesting. So if an arc that arc that's going to get focused down could hide at least from one of these shots behind a gas cloud, could survive the round from it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like there's just multiple avenues of engagement right here. And Ryan seemed to have set up a trap. I do find it interesting that Ryan brought Contrail. But as I talked to him earlier today, as he was sort of debating about Contrail, he was just basically like, well, Contrail was just the only guy that I could fit after pulling 4 arcs in.
Yeah. Contrail might be underrated, especially with the Esk title. Yeah, I think he needs marksmanship, though, to really be successful with it. But I think that there's... what do I want to say? There's a place for Contrail. We just don't think about V-Wings like that. We think about them as like low initiative, high agility blockers.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, it doesn't seem much competitive play, does it?
Contrail? I've never seen a Contrail.
I've never seen a Contrail. I've never seen a Contrail. I love the idea of him. I feel like with an R2A6, it gets a little bit more interesting with Contrail.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But I feel like there's better points, and obviously with no force and a lot of red on that dial, for those tight turns, that may be difficult.
Yeah, it's kind of like because his ability prevents people from modifying dice, which makes me lean more towards like a midnight almost, where he's just so pesky that people aren't bothering to shoot at him.
Yes. And it looks like Contrail takes that lock. And what will Zam do? Nothing, apparently. And here we have first engagement. And 2v3. And leaves it at that. So at this point, it's likely that we're not going to see much blood this round. And a 4v2 shot with an auto evade. And it looks like he's safe.
Looks good. Man, those gas clouds.
They're still powerful. I mean, I played around this week with road rules and with gas clouds, and not having that coverage was a shock to the system, to say the least. Especially on a 3 agility ship, it was so safe. So it looks like we lose 2 shields down on an arc, unsurprisingly, and that final ship is out of arc.
Yeah, we'll see what the 104th Battalion 7 return. Should have a couple shots on yellow here. Who did spin their focus on offense to get those 3 hits.
And still got that focus, got that hit crit. And is safe. Look at that. You don't need mods if, just roll natties. That's it. And looks like
range 2.
That's just outside of range 1. And spends the focus. And first blood is drawn on that. So that was a pretty even exchange, all things considered, for first round of combat.
Yeah, 2 shields each. I'm trying to do some quick math here. So their arcs are 9, and then Contrail's 4. That would be 40 total hit points from the Republic. And then what? You got 15.
Plus another 10. And so 25.
25. Okay.
So the beef advantage is definitely on Ryan's side.
Yeah, when you start bringing a lot of arcs, those health numbers do add up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, last week he brought Callus and Ozotic gunships, which I thought was incredibly just a great amount of beef. And it survived. I mean, he was down for the count, it looked like in the beginning, and he made a comeback and took the win last week. And so I think Ryan's style he's really good at beef. He knows how to fly it. He knows how to slow roll it and when to dive in. And I imagine we see the same thing here today. I do find it fascinating that both players also tried another challenge for us, which is the Scorch challenge, the Jad Bean challenge, which was to fly with Jad Bean and win with Jad Bean. Ryan did not. He came close.
What is a Jad Bean?
So Jad Beam is Scorch in the TIE bomber.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And you had to fly with it against a list. We had a challenge that basically said fly with Jad Bean against a list that isn't Jad Bean and win. And Ryan flew it first week and lost by 4 points on stream. And it was so close, but he lost by 4 points. Nate here also flew it with, he flew Scorch with, I think it was 4 other first order provocateurs. And that was the week that he beat Joel Springle. The only person who beat Joel Springle. Joel Springle should have made it into our top cut, but unfortunately he had to play something called Alderaan, and like I'm in second place. I don't know. Yeah, he had cut out for that. You know, I guess that's fine. Yeah, fly casual. But Nate beat him with Scorch, and I thought that was pretty impressive. So Nate's been a fun player to watch grow and develop. Ooh, and it looks like Green rolls over that rock and does not take a strain. And so what do you think Ryan's trying to do here, right? Set up a trap for these Gakoan aces?
Yeah, I mean, now that he's bringing the arcs into the middle of the field, with their front and back coverage, once they hit the middle of the board, it's hard to stay in there with them, even for ships like the Fire Spray and these Boblabs who kind of have the ability to knife fight when they want to, right? Both the ships got hard ones on it. At least I'm pretty sure they do. They're normally doing their linked actions, so it's normally just 2 bank from the Boblabs if they're stressed. But they once these arcs take the middle though, they can start getting dispersed. So this would be Nate's chance to get in there now and take one down. But if he can't, Ryan can kind of hold that middle for quite the long time, I think.
And I think that's a Cohen ace that we see there right behind the red arc is kind of in trouble. He's strained. He's in at least 3 arcs, potentially 4. 4 arcs, excuse me. Not just yellow right there. And it looks like...
Yeah, this is Zam coming in, shooting yellow.
Yep.
Stripping all the shields after spending the focus there.
And it looks like Contrail is going to go for that green strained one, obviously. And spends that focus. And that's 2 shields stripped off of Green's Gakoan ace right there. And it looks like he's got just blue and arc. 4 dice roll. And looks like we're stripping shields again. I love the idea that Ryan can just spend that focus with impunity. He I mean, at one agility, he just doesn't have to worry about it. He doesn't have to spend it on defense unless it's absolutely necessary. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That was the range one into red, and we see red spend here to try to soak a little bit of that. 3 hits coming in.
And just the shields there on red, and 1 hit right there. And it looks like we're going again, range 2. And oof. Just one. And one hit. And now it's the Ark's turn. Can the Skako and Ace live through this? Interesting.
Yeah.
Shooting yellow out the rear, obviously, staying away from triggering Zam.
Yeah, don't shoot Zam.
Don't shoot Zam. Just leave Zam alone. And spends that focus for 2 hits out the butt. And oof.
Oh man, yellow's so tempting now.
Yeah, yellow's
Not at
more
one
tempting.
health. This is the advantage of a list like this, that when you have a bunch of the same generic pilots at the same initiative, at least,
Mhm.
being able to choose the order of your shots.
And there's 3
Yeah.
hits.
Yeah,
Oh.
nothing the ace could do about that on one health.
Nothing, yeah. And that's 1, and obviously green for a follow-up at this point. Interesting.
Oh no, the yellow's done, so can focus everything on to green now.
Yep. And crit hit.
Oh no.
This looks bad.
You're gonna
This is
need
gonna turn
something
quick.
here. Yeah, those
No.
squiggles. So green's
Oh,
gone down too. Oh man, I gotta find my pom-poms.
and we
chat.
got a damaged engine and a blinded pilot. Oh, say goodbye to 2 out of 3 in the swarm.
Oh, what? These got custom fronts too on the damage decks?
Yes, we do too. We have custom fronts and backs. Zach Smith, one of the moderators for our group, designed the fronts, and we collectively designed the logo together. And Ryan put this up in TTS for us.
Nice. They look great.
Thanks. All of the tokens that you see here tonight, the focus tokens, the custom evade tokens that we have here on the table, were all designed by Ryan Crocker, and our participants are getting versions of them thanks to Andrew Knuckles over at Curled Paw Creatives. So for all participants, he's also designed some custom dials there that we plan to offer some custom dials to all of our participants who pursued a challenge. And came in top. We'll get extra dials too.
So we saw that the card that was chosen. Man, it's been a bit since we've talked about Zam cards, but that was the one where they were looking for a bonus attack, and red isn't in the arcs when it shot at Zam, so got away with shooting at Zam without the retaliation and prevented Zam from recovering 2 charges as well.
Oh,
So
that's
really good call there to take the pot shot at Zam now while you're outside of her arc.
So what do you think Nate's play at this point? Run away, reposition, get out, double down? Because
you have to. Man, Fred's got 4 health left. That's the most hurt one. Yeah, you somehow need to get both your shots onto red, and I don't know if that's possible.
yeah, and more importantly, I think obviously, as you were saying before, those arcs need to control the middle, and now they have that middle controlled. Obviously, you could have yellow turn in to the right. Yeah, you could have red 1 bank to the right, green slowly inch in. There's no rush for any of his ships to go anywhere. Potentially set up a block.
Yeah, if green and blue can just follow in behind red, I don't really know if there's a place that the remaining ace can get shots at him. Because I'm imagining like a 3 sloop But like that's a dangerous position to be in with those two arcs trailing in behind.
Yeah. I mean, he could just try to reposition, try to turn away, run away. I don't know. Let's call the red. Let's call the red ace. Where do you think he's going?
Man. Loop over the gas cloud to the left? His left?
That's what I would say. A loop over into the gas cloud, but that's taking strain. I would say that we'd see it'd be bolder for him to do a hard turn in, but I don't know. Or just slow roll it and perhaps get blocked. It's hard call. Alex, what do you think?
You know, I'm going to be partial with the sloop, I think. I'm going to go with that.
Hey, Justin, welcome back to our stream. Thanks for joining us on chat. And it looks like yellow rolls up. And no penalty for that strain. And again, let's see if he'll suffer any penalty for this strain. And a little bit of strain.
Well, red came in to block that sloop that way. But he might have left just going the two straight open. Yeah, wow. I wonder if he would have done the two straight. Is looking pretty good right now.
And he's got all the blocks he needs, unless Nate has turned away. And there's that hard that I expected. And it looks like he gets a strain.
Oh, he's sitting in both of those front arcs at the moment while strained.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Zam takes a focus here. And it looks like Zam is shooting out the rear at red, obviously.
I gotta go 4 for 0 here.
Yeah, gotta go for and unfortunately, just 3.
Yep, rolls the strain. And red's gonna survive to shoot back at Zam.
But then maybe Zam can take them out.
I mean, assuming we got the bonus attack here coming in. I've forgotten in the last 2 months or so, 3 months since the point change, just how good Sam Fire Spray is. Shooting twice.
Shooting twice.
Pretty good.
It's pretty great. And the thing is like you could just wait to shoot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll always make my decisions later. That's the best thing in X-Wing. I was like, let's put off my decisions till later. So let me get some more information first.
That's why Luke Skywalker is still probably my favorite. Let me just decide to rotate my arc at the start of engagement when I know where everybody is.
Oh, interesting. So shooting
yellow.
Shooting yellow first to see what the card is, because if the card's bonus attack, you can pull the shot from red. Man, that's some deep strategy. So just gonna fire at yellow right now then. Yeah. Bluff has been spoiled, if you will.
Yes. And it looks like yellow takes a crit. And it's a hull breach.
Yeah, so now red can fire with out the retaliation.
Yeah, without the retaliation. Oh.
For nothing.
That's what you didn't want to see.
That's okay. Zam can live on. It's the 7 dice into this ace That's going to be the problem.
And with a strain, nonetheless. And so just one hit crit. And
Oh, this is somehow obstructed. Yeah, sure is. So just knocks the shield off of red.
it looks like we've got 2 hits and 2 perfect evades.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Red got out of there a lot better than what I thought it was going to.
Me too, obviously. Well, obviously, who needs skill when you just rolled natties? I'm sorry, Nate's perfectly skilled. I shouldn't say that. Who needs mods when you have perfect dice? So, and so Epionic says the arc only rolled 3 reds. I believe he rolled 4.
Yeah, the second one. The first one was range 2, but yeah, the second one was range 1. Oh man, this is where the no upgrades gets
Yes.
me.
Yeah,
I'm expecting the bomb drop from the fire spray.
From the fire spray, you would expect it to happen here. I think that's the thing is that I applaud these guys. I mean, I find it hilarious that out of all the lists that made it to the top 2, that the people who decided to sort of be naked and just fly well ended up in the final. And so I think that's more credit to them because I tricked out, every ship until I was like loaded up, as long as I could make them exactly perfect.
And then I went with whatever I damn well please.
I did find it interesting that compared to these 2 lists, there was another list that sort of went consistently well. There was an archetype that did consistently well across the weeks, which were Y-wing swarms with bombs, obviously. But we saw one of our competitors, the other host Will, who couldn't be with us tonight. He played with concussion bombs and ion cannon turrets. He was living it dangerously with those concussion bombs, and there were bombs everywhere last week. But somehow Callus and all of his Ozotic ships survived, and so here we are with Ryan in the final. So again, I'm going to ask you, Will, what do you think? Obviously, Ryan just has the leisure of slowly rolling forward, but Zam's about to sort of perhaps turn away, sort of be able to come up from behind, maybe sort of get some pot shots in. Where do you think Zam is going to head? Is Zam going to disengage? There's always that boost action on that fire spray that they have a choice to do, sort of just to reposition.
Yeah, I don't think you can. Man, not hard to Zam's left. I don't think is going to be able to fit past the gas cloud. I have to assume going right, either a 1 bank to try to catch red in its rear arc, or a hard turn if it wants to circle around and start focusing on the rest of these ships like Contrail and that hurt blue arc. But that's kind of what arc's like, right? They're in the same boat as that fire spray of if you want to get behind me, I'm okay with that. I still got a gun facing that way.
Yeah. And it looks like red's turning away, taking that focus action.
Oh, yellow didn't K-turn because it wanted to fix
and
the whole
look
breach.
at that beautiful hard turn in right next to that cloud.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about controlling the middle. Like when these arcs just are taking up whole lanes here, there's just nowhere for you to go. And this was trying to 1 bank left. Yeah, ran right into the red arc. Ace just nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go. And if he stays there, he does have a sort of ranged shot on red, which might be a good maneuver here for him.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to clear off some of this board for a bit. I mean, Zam's only down 1 shield. Like Zam could do it as long as you got a fire spray on the table. you're never out of the game.
And it looks like we have a range 3 shot.
Yeah, range 3.
And that's what you need.
There you go. Easy.
And that ship that wasn't shooting, definitely out for the count. And maybe
Well, the red ace is in a bad spot, but at least has the opportunity to shoot at yellow again here. Blanked out last round, so hopefully can get something on those naked dice. Contrail's not attacking. Okay, I don't know, because he's trying to keep the strain. That's interesting. That's a good play, actually. I like that. Saves the strain for blue's attack, but this is one hit into nothing on yellow, so finds half points on yellow, it looks like.
Yeah. At least before he perhaps potentially goes this round. It looks likely.
Yeah, so yeah, saves the strain for this range 1 modified attack. Ended up hit crit and a blank.
And so potentially gone depending on what this crit is. And a wounded pilot, so he gets to live. And just a 2 dice shot. And 2 hits. And that's all she wrote for Nate Swarm.
Interesting they didn't shoot green first there. Because yellow could have maybe prevented Zam from getting charges. We'll see what that Zam card is. I'll have to assume that it's the recover them. Yep. If you're in an enemy ship's firing arc, get 2 charges. Oh wait, no,
2
this
charges.
is if you do, you may spend to perform a bonus attack. Oh, so expect his aim to be had been shot at. Man, the mind games on the conditioning cards.
Sometimes they work against you, right? Like
it brings me back. It brings me back to so many games playing Zam crew and just choosing the wrong card every single round. Being like, but like they want this thing to increase in price. I was like, it's doing absolutely nothing for me.
And
but then again,
then again, when it does do something, it's on fire. I think the Zam crew is even more painful though because it's missing those 2 extra charges, right? Mm-hmm. So you never get you could potentially never have the opportunity to use that card, whereas with 4, you're likely to be able to use that card on some level.
Yeah, there's a lot of games where it got me like one lock, one useful lock. For the whole game. So is that worth 11 points these days? Probably not. But the ability for the pilot, to come in and double tap like round 1, like right off the round 1 of engagement.
Yeah.
That cannot be understated.
Yeah, a less beefy ship would cause some distinct problems here with Zam. I doubt that Ryan Dreadchamp sort of points out that Ryan might run for the rest of the game, but I think, but if he gives Zam the space to reposition, to reconfigure, that could be really bad because then catching Zam will be hard. Ooh.
Plus, knowing Ryan, I'm pretty sure he's going to choose violence.
Zam's going to choose to stay in 2 arcs here. Wow. Okay. Didn't decide to just boost forward.
Boost forward. I'd expect that too. There is that obstructed, possibly, shot, right, from green.
Yeah, and at this point, Zam just needs to throw some reds.
Ooh!
And wow,
There's hot
throwing
fire,
some.
4 hits. And maybe Dread Champ was right. Maybe he should have run here. just stayed out of arc.
Yeah, something about chasing a fire spray around when it's got nothing to lose.
And here comes the bait. Oh, range 2 unobstructed. Oof, 2 hits and a crit. And clearly spends that focus.
Spend it while you got it.
Yeah, just a shield and...
We're going to start getting charges back and acquiring target locks now.
And he takes that lock. Looks like a range 2 shot. Oof. And another shield. And he receives another charge and switches that lock.
All right, so now might be the time for Blue to run away. Maybe you should just pull out of there, you know?
Pull out of there.
Come back around another time when you get some more focused fire on Zam. But like now, turning in towards Zam with Blue is just a death sentence, right?
Absolutely. I mean, green's untouched, so... And I don't even think that green needs to go fast here, because Zam will probably do a hard 2 right here, right? Come back in, try to get back into the middle, take control of that. And maybe chase after Contrail, who's not really going anywhere.
Yeah, I just want to. I was just expecting the 4K from these arcs. Just they're so lumbering around that they have a difficult time getting the, or they're going to have a difficult time getting arc on Zam, just because Zam turns faster than they do. Right? They got the hard ones with the boost even, so they're never going to be able to play the circle game with Zam. So you might have to see them K-turn and then come back in all 3 arcs together to take the middle.
Yeah, I can't imagine them doing it separately. And at this point, Contrail's just kind of dancing around. He's just filler. So he's just got to keep... I think Contrail, we're going to see him just tuck tail and run and just keep on circling, so that way he can keep those points to himself. And at this point, all Nate needs to do to tie things back up, or at least get things on a level even field, is take out either one arc, right? Or perhaps half 2 ships.
Yeah, if he takes out the remaining yellow, then
Well,
sorry,
yeah, he would need to take out one of them and then half another at least.
We're at 114 versus 84. Yeah.
For Nate to tie it up, right? Yeah, he needs
Yeah.
31 points to lead. Those arcs
Yeah.
are only 42 points, so 21 is half. So he would need to do at least half on another and take out another one.
Mm-hmm.
that seems pretty doable.
Yeah.
With yellow and blue hurt.
And it looks like Ryan is definitely running away there with blue for a safe bet. Same thing with green, repositioning. And Zam's just rolling slowly forward.
Yep, utilize that back arc while you got it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully can catch something at range 3. And is obviously shooting range 3.
So it should be.
Oof.
Ooh, got the lock
Got the
from the
lock.
condition last round.
And
That looks good.
spend that focus. Spend that focus.
Yeah, that should confirm it because the strain should prevent the obstruction there. No, they're looking for it now. There it is. Yep,
There it
only
is.
2 dice.
Ah, 2 evades, but 1 gets it, and then that's it.
Oh no, that'll survive it.
Oh, that'll survive it. Oh no.
Yeah, right. All the hands double checking those cards. That's only 5 cards.
And it looks like yellow's got no shot. Green taking a pot shot right here. And just 1. And we're good. And then the card. And is he going to spend 2 for a double tap?
Ooh, really? All right.
All right.
Oh, I don't like it without mods. I feel like I would want to save it.
Well, there's your hit crit. And nothing.
That worked out.
And 2 shields.
Yeah, you can see Ryan's played against Zam quite a bit this year, or since its release. Very, very disciplined.
Order of attacking.
Exactly. Yep, always anticipating, always wanting to know what that Zam card is.
And it looks like Zam gets a little bit of a breather here. Gets to reposition. So does Ryan.
Yeah, I don't think that hard one boost is going to be able to cut back, but you could always just Talon roll. And then that way you can choose your lanes either through the 2 gas clouds in the middle of the board, or just go to the outside if need be.
If I were Zam, if I were Nate, I'd probably cut through the middle right here. It just seems smart to take control of that board, own it in the middle.
Yeah, makes sense.
Nickel City X-Wing is claiming that we hear a handsome voice. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys. Were you guys not talking about me?
No, that was going to come in. Love to see it, Greg. Joining us here for the final.
Yes. Wookiee Shepherd, thanks for joining us too. And it looks like we have a little bit of a K turn, as you called earlier.
Yeah, not a lot you can do, man. If need to be able to fly. What is it, Hawk and Swoop can get these ships boosting.
Yeah, boost in
more boost in arcs. That's terrifying.
But he opted for obviously more arcs here, which is incredible.
Yeah, I don't think Blue's coming back. Blue's taking a couple turns off here. Gonna let the full health ships like Yellow. Well, Yellow's hurt, I guess, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yellow's only got 4 hull left. This could turn, quite possibly. Obviously, I think Nate here is going to go. Pull it slow, so that he can sort of reposition if needed. I can't imagine him rushing in here.
Yeah, Yellow already set up the lock, so Just go slow, keep the arc wide. Make sure you can get that double modified attack on Zam. Try to stay out of range 1. She can't double tap you, so don't got that to worry about. Now, Contrail's been moving second this whole time. I do see Zam moving first.
I
I
think
think it's
they've been.
actually a disadvantage to Contrail, in my opinion. I think you'd want to be able to be out there blocking. We haven't seen that ability get used yet.
Yeah, Ryan actually mentioned earlier today when he dropped the list that he didn't expect to see that ability used at all, based on initiative, and his predictions came true.
It's something you got to kind of like set up. You got to get into that circle game,
Yes.
right? Where you're spinning left to catch me and I'm going left to catch you, kind of situation. Doesn't always work out.
I feel like if it does fire off, but he's still, at a pocket ace at 5. I wish he had a little bit more firepower behind it. But spending that lock to get that focus seems a little bit overwrought. Looks like we got 2 hits coming in.
All right. Catches a little bit of Contrail.
And Contrail returns fire. Oof, and a hit crit. Who needs mods?
All right, toast that card. It's recovering charges.
And he gets a crit, too.
Oh, you're talking for the Esk? You gotta declare Esk before you roll.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
No, but did he get a... Oh, was that the last of his shields that rolled? Yes.
Yeah,
that was his
last
last.
shield.
Okay. Oof. Perfect focuses for 3 hits.
There it is. There's that first damage card.
And half.
That's really big. That is really big. I know we got a half hour left, but that is really big. The amount of just hits Zam has to roll now to win the game. Oh, Green picked up a lock earlier as well.
Yeah. And there's that 3 hits. And oof.
Oh no.
All of a sudden, Zam is down to 2 hull left remaining. And recovers several charges. I expected it to be a little bit more cagey, right? To be able to turn in or at least be able to find some ways to bank away to get out of arc, at least of some of the ships.
Nah, I think that was just good range control by Green there, being able to come in as well.
Yeah. Looking at that last turn, would you have expected Zam to go faster instead of just rolling in slowly? Knowing all the shots that are coming at them?
Yeah, I mean, from the position here, it doesn't look like you could get into range 1. I don't know if you'd really want to trade range 1 attacks. I think staying back and then now having the ability to go left or right, making the arcs have to choose which way Zam's going to go. Because Gancho can't block the way through the middle there, so that might be the way to go. But now we have that blue Took a couple turns off, and now it's going to come in at the most annoying time for Zam to have to deal with it. So yeah, I'll be interested. I have to assume Zam's just hard to write and then like boost to try to dodge arcs if possible.
Yeah.
I don't think you can dance in the middle anymore.
No,
That's-
there's no way. I mean, because if he dances in the middle, he's going to get all the shots.
Yeah, or just blocked. Just eventually just gonna not have a place to go. Which is kind of I think the position that he's in right now. Like had he been able to go fast and then keep going fast to get past the arcs, would have been easier to keep targets on without too much of a problem.
And looks like Ryan's trying for that block.
Yeah.
He's anticipating that trying to escape route.
Yep. Gonna be like, well, you have to go into the middle now.
Ooh.
And does.
But does have to roll for that strain. I mean, doesn't quite matter with 2 hull left. Maybe he can take blue off the board. Did he bump Contrail? He did. So.
Yeah. Contrail, nice K turn there. Should be out of arc. Yep. Oh, no, you had to shoot blue.
You have to shoot blue. Hopefully take him off the board. And misses that focus.
No, 2 hits is enough. I don't know why they're rolling two evades, but
I don't know why either.
It doesn't matter because the 2 hits was a kill shot. So,
and he gets a hull breach, and it's a kill shot. So now Zam.
Oh, we have Contrail first, and say the big shot of this round is going to be green. Can Contrail take the victory? Clutch it from these arcs?
Serve no other function except to
except for Daddy 3s.
Daddy 3s, and then 2 go through, and that is game, I believe.
Yeah.
And it looks like that's 6. And Ryan clinches it. Good prediction. Nickel City X-Wing right there, Greg.
He's gonna pull
Contrails.
Means business first.
Yeah. And it looks like there's some discussion, but they're all joining us now. Thanks for an incredible game, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ryan, how did you feel flying Contrail? Contrail delivering at the last minute. That was clutch.
That was pretty intense.
Contrail delivering at the last minute with pure natties.
I think that was just a generic I-5.
It's a generic I-5. You know that breaks the rules, though, right? So obviously you would have to be disqualified. No trophy for you, right?
Oh, there's a trophy? No one told me there's a trophy.
I don't know. I'm gonna make one. It'll look like one of those like nailed it trophies. If you guys watch that on Netflix. Nate, how did you feel about the game? What was it like flying the Skoan Aces?
I don't know. They seemed pretty fragile. I don't know. It's my first time trying a lot of these ships, so I was like, yeah, I'll try it out. But
and that's the danger, right? Fly what you know. Yeah.
That's why I saved Separatists and Republic for last, because I don't usually fly them.
It was beautiful. Nate and I both flew the same set of factions for our first 6 matches. We both had Separatists and Republic left. And did you guys tell them about like our little?
No, we haven't yet. But go ahead and tell everybody.
So Nate and I both were doing no upgrades except for 0-point configurations, which is why Esk is on Contrail because it's a 0-point config. And we were doing a different faction every week. And we saw Republic and Separatists were left for both of us, and I was like, why don't we have a roll-off to determine who flies which one, rather than both of us showing up with Republic or both of us showing up with Separatists. So Josh did the roll, Nate ended up with Seps, and I ended up with Republic, and that's why you're seeing because we both followed all the themes and all the pain that we could give ourselves, and this is what we were left with for pain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm surprised I made it this far, honestly.
there were all those moments where Will went, "This is where I drop a bomb," and there wasn't any bomb to drop, which was unfortunate. It was a really fantastic game. Will, any last thoughts? Any parting words?
No, just check out Gold Squadron podcast Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays on Twitch, and check out the YouTube videos as well. Been working through the last of our tournament series to get those posted to YouTube. Scarif and Hoth are getting uploaded right now before we upload the Galactic finale, which was Alderaan. So stay tuned to the YouTube channel. If you're not a Twitch subscriber and you're not watching those videos on demand, and you want to rewatch that action, YouTube is the place to go. I've never been more invested since I've learned to edit the videos. So check them out. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. Call out my errors, because I'm sure I'm making a couple. But
And same goes for us. We're also on YouTube now. As soon as we get those recordings from last week and this week, you'll see the rest of our stream on. This will probably be our last stream of the year. Maybe we'll figure out something, Alex, where we can do for the holidays. But it's likely that this will be our final stream. We're on YouTube as well. And good flying, everyone. And congratulations to Ryan for taking the prize.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Just
nice
a
job,
whole,
man.
yeah. And congratulations to you, Nate. Both of you get some custom dial covers for the 207 squad. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And thanks for everyone who played this year. It's personally been a pleasure to see everybody join this squad. And we're so glad and grateful that you're here to play with us. We're hoping to bring you more fun, weird content in the new year, and maybe some crazy rules to bring on top of it. Alex, any sort of parting thoughts for the year?
No, I'm just thinking maybe over the next couple of weeks, so that way we're not completely void of content up to the holidays. Maybe we do some casual games on Sunday nights during a normal slot.
Sure, absolutely. I'm fine with it. Maybe we do some epic. I've always wanted to do that squid, like a squid aces high.
ooh, the squid scenario.
The squid
how it's
scenario,
fun.
which is epic ace, but epic aces high. So just show up with the squid and go nuts. So maybe we'll get into some hijinks there. Ryan, any parting thoughts for everybody this year?
No, just keep enjoying X-Wing. Join us next year for whatever next crazy tournament series we have. It's been a lot of fun.
And if you have any feedback for us on Twitch, on our group, I'll be posting a survey soon about what you guys want to see from us and a suggestion box. So please stay tuned for that. And I will take all your feedback and we'll sort of try to create brand new fun events for everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'm Josh Shu, and thank you for joining the 207th Squadron. This is us signing off.